Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're jumping into a listener request, ByteDance. You definitely know them from TikTok and, well, its Chinese version, Douyin.
Yeah, and it's more than just dances, right? They're a huge force in Chinese tech now.
Hmm.
Right up there with Pinduoduo, really challenging the old guard.
Exactly. So we've been looking at insights from an IT journalist who's, really deep in the Chinese tech scene.
Right. And our mission here basically is to get under the hood. What are ByteDance's real strengths? What made TikTok so different? And like where are they heading? We want to give you a clearer picture of this company.
Okay, let's dive in. ByteDance isn't just sitting pretty. Things are pretty dynamic, especially this whole thing with Tencent.
Oh yeah, the friction there is intense.
Blocking TikTok links on WeChat and then ByteDance hitting back with a lawsuit. It's major.
It really is. And, we also had that whole U.S. divestiture thing hanging over them last year. That's paused for now, it seems. But it definitely put a temporary break on their overseas growth plans.
So they're juggling quite a bit, both at home and internationally.
Definitely.
So let's talk about that rise. It feels like not long ago, it was all BATJ, Baidu, Alibaba, Tencent, JD.com. How did ByteDance and Pinduoduo, too, manage to shake that up so fast? What's the secret sauce?
Well, the speed is kind of astonishing, isn't it? A huge part of it for ByteDance is their AI. Like really good AI, specifically machine learning. It's not just buzzwords for them.
Right.
It's the engine behind Tuxiao, their news app, and obviously TikTok and Douyin. That's the core tech.
And TikTok.
Wow.
It just exploded, didn't it? Changed how people, especially younger people, use their phones. What was so revolutionary? Was it just the short video format, the endless scrolling?
Well, the infinite scroll, yeah, that definitely hooks you. That dopamine hit,
Yeah.
But the real game changer, the revolutionary part, was the recommendation engine. It worked totally differently.
How so? Most platforms look at what I like, who I follow.
Exactly. That's the traditional way. Like, you watch this, so maybe you'll like that. ByteDance kind of flipped it.
Flipped it.
Yeah. Their AI looks deep into the content itself, the video. It analyzes the actual video, figures out its characteristics, and then finds users who are likely to vibe with that specific type of content.
Okay, wait. So instead of find content for this user, it's find users for this content.
Precisely. Think about music on TikTok. It doesn't just see you like pop music. It analyzes the song in a video. The beat, the structure, the mood, maybe even technical stuff. Then it pushes that video to people who've responded well to videos with similar audio characteristics, even if they've never heard that song or artist.
Huh. That is a fundamental difference. So, okay, how does the algorithm actually work then, step by step? It feels almost magical sometimes.
It's pretty sophisticated, but basically it's a multi-stage process. First, when a video is uploaded, the AI scans it. It tags everything, what's happening, objects, people, text, audio. But it also assigns these like deeper mathematical labels, things about pacing, emotional tone, stuff like that.
Mathematical labels.
Yeah, ways to categorize the video beyond just simple text tags.
Yeah.
And importantly, it judges how unique the video is compared to others. Is it fresh? Or just like a million other videos?
Okay, analysis, tagging, uniqueness score. Then what?
Then comes the cold start. It shows the video to a pretty small random group, maybe a few hundred people.
Just random users.
Yep. And it watches very closely. Did they watch it all? Rewatch. Like it. Share it. Or, crucially, did they swipe away immediately? Those first reactions are gold.
Ah, so it's testing the waters.
Exactly. Based on how that first small group reacts, the algorithm starts to get a sense of who might like this. It then expands the audience slightly, maybe to 1,000 users who seem similar to the ones who reacted positively.
And it keeps doing that.
Yeah, iterates. Learning, expanding, learning, expanding. If the signals stay positive, people keep watching. Engaging it scales up distribution incredibly fast. That's how a video can go from 0 to millions of views seemingly overnight.
That makes so much sense now. It explains the whole viral phenomenon for unknown creators. It's not about their follower count initially.
Not at all. That's a huge difference from, say, Instagram or YouTube, where having existing followers or being an established influencer often gives you a massive head start. TikTok's system allows raw content quality and audience resonance to drive reach.
It sort of democratizes virality then.
In a way, yes. It levels the playing field and lets new talent break through purely based on how engaging their content is to a broad audience. It's constantly finding new stuff.
Okay, so that algorithm is clearly a massive part of their success. But the journalist you mentioned also talks about ByteDance wanting to be a super app. What does that actually mean?
Think WeChat. or Alipay. In China, these aren't just apps for one thing, right? They're platforms where you do almost everything: messaging, paying bills, ordering food, booking travel, accessing government services, all in one place.
Right, the all-in-one app. So ByteDance wants that.
That seems to be the ambition, yes. They're putting the pieces together. The article points to three key things they have now, or are building.
Return.
Mobile payment, they launched Douyin Pay. Much stronger social networking features, especially in Douyin, the Chinese version. And then mini programs, which seems like the next logical step, though maybe less developed right now.
Okay, tell me more about Douyin Pay. What's it used for?
Primarily, it seems, for in-app stuff, like buying virtual gifts to tip creators you like. It makes transactions within the Douyin ecosystem smoother.
And the social features, how are they different in Douyin compared to TikTok globally?
They've really beefed them up in China. You can connect easily with friends, find people nearby, make video calls that have like integrated music and special effects. There's even a separate timeline just for posts from your friends, more like a traditional social feed.
So is Douyin Pay aiming to really take on Alipay and WeChat Pay everywhere? Like for Tang in shops?
Probably not directly, at least not yet. It's complicated. ByteDance got a payment license by acquiring a company, Wuhan Hezong Yibao Technology. But crucially, they don't have a full financial license.
What's the difference?
A full financial license lets you offer things like loans, insurance, investment products.
Yeah.
That's where Alipay and WeChat Pay make a lot of money. ByteDance can't really do that currently. Plus, you don't really see Douyin Pay QR codes for paying in stores the way you see Alipay or WeChat everywhere.
So it's more about keeping users inside the ByteDance world for now, supporting the creators, maybe moving into other services later.
Exactly. It feels like the focus is on consolidating their position, especially around entertainment. Integrating payments and social features makes it easier to imagine booking movie tickets or concert tickets, maybe event access, all directly within Douyin. It's about owning more of the user's digital activity, starting with their core strengths.
Okay, so building this ecosystem, aiming for super app status, that obviously makes waves. You mentioned the friction with Tencent earlier. Can we dig into that a bit more?
Yeah, it's a major battleground. Tencent clearly sees TikTok, or Douyin in China, as a massive threat. It pulls eyeballs and time away from WeChat, which has been dominant for so long.
So Tencent blocking TikTok links in WeChat, that was a direct defensive move.
Absolutely. Makes it harder for TikTok content to spread virally through the biggest social network in China. And it wasn't just blocking. Tencent also launched its own short video features inside WeChat, trying to compete directly.
And ByteDance sued them over the link blocking.
They did, claiming it was monopolistic behavior. It's a serious fight, but it's also symptomatic of a bigger shift happening, you know.
A generational shift.
Kind of. The article frames it that way. You see the older giants facing new challenges, Baidu struggling with ad revenue. Alibaba's got fierce competition from Pinduoduo in e-commerce and Meituan in local services. And Tencent, well, ByteDance is challenging WeChat's dominance over user attention.
And in this reshuffle, ByteDance and Pinduoduo look like the ones really driving the change, especially post-COVID.
That's a strong argument, yeah. They've both shown incredible growth and innovation, really forcing the established players to react. The landscape is definitely being reshaped.
It's a fascinating story, and it seems like the founder, Zhang Yiming, is, well, not your typical tech billionaire founder, according to the source.
He's definitely interesting. The journalist contrasts him with other big Chinese tech founders. You know, some came from humble beginnings, struggled for years. Others were elite researchers or engineers from top schools. Zhang seems different.
Yeah, the story about how he chose his university is pretty wild.
Right. Not based on rankings, but on wanting to be near the sea for seafood, needing snow in winter, being far from home, and a high ratio of female students.
Which led him to Nankai University. Good school, but maybe not considered top-tier elite back then.
Exactly. And even then, he apparently wasn't a natural fit for his first major electronic engineering. Said he struggled with the practical side, like building circuits.
But found his footing in software engineering.
Yeah, that clicked for him. And his early career path was also quite telling. At Kuksun, a travel site, he was an engineer, but he didn't just stay in his lane.
What do you mean?
He apparently made a point of going to product planning meetings, even sales meetings. He wanted to understand the whole business, not just the coding part. He deliberately broke down those typical job silos.
That sounds like that removing boundaries philosophy the article mentions.
Precisely. It applies to individuals within the company, encouraging them to learn beyond their specific roles, but also to the leadership's mindset. He believes the biggest limit on growth is often the leader's own perception of what's possible, their cognitive wall, as he put it.
Interesting. And he had success before ByteDance, right? With that real estate search thing?
Yes, Jujia Fang. He built and sold that, which likely gave him the capital and maybe the confidence to start ByteDance in 2012.
So what was the initial spark for ByteDance itself? What problem was he trying to solve then?
It apparently stemmed from a personal annoyance trying to buy train tickets online. He found it frustrating having to check multiple sites constantly. He even wrote a script himself to automate checking for available tickets.
Oh, okay.
And that led to this bigger idea. What if you didn't have to actively search for information or goods or services? What if the system could automatically match the right things to the right people?
That sounds exactly like the core idea behind the recommendation
It
engines.
does. And then came this pivotal moment in 2012. Jeffrey Hinton's team at the University of Toronto had that major breakthrough in deep learning.
Right, the AI advancement.
Yeah. And Zhang Yiming was apparently incredibly quick to grasp its significance. Even though deep learning expertise wasn't widely available then, especially in China, he didn't wait. He basically pushed ByteDance to learn it themselves. They created their own internal study materials, teaching their engineers machine learning and deep learning from the ground up.
Wow, so they built that AI expertise in-house very early on.
That seems to be the key. While, building a basic recommendation system might be more straightforward now with off-the-shelf tools, ByteDance's deep fundamental understanding, built from those early days of self-teaching and experimentation, that gives them a huge edge. It allows them to build systems like TikToks that are just incredibly effective and, well, addictive.
Okay, so wrapping this up, it feels like we've got a much better handle on ByteDance now. That AI recommendation engine is just, it's core, isn't it? Driving TikTok to Tiao, everything.
Absolutely. It's their technological heart.
And we see the ambition building towards that super app model, taking on the giants like Tencent head on.
Yeah, the ambition is huge, and the competitive landscape is fierce.
Plus the founder, Zhang Yiming, his unconventional background and that no boundaries philosophy seem really baked into the company's DNA.
Definitely. His approach seems to have shaped the culture and strategy significantly. It highlights how dynamic things are in Chinese tech. ByteDance didn't just join the club, they kind of rewrote some of the rules.
So here's something to chew on as we finish. We've talked a lot about entertainment and information. But given ByteDance's power in AI-driven matching and their super app goals, what else could they disrupt? Think beyond just videos and news. Where could that core tech be applied next?
That's a great question. E-commerce, education, travel,
Hmm.
health. Their ability to match users with relevant anything is potentially very broad.
Right. What could that mean for global tech, for how we all find and use services online? Definitely some food for thought there. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us today.